Alright, today we're going to be looking at solving inequalities with variables on both sides. What you need to know is that we're going to continue to solve these like a normal equation. Except remember, we are going to flip the symbol when we're dividing or multiplying by a negative. We want to continue to always end up with our variable on the left-hand side. So let's just get started and do some examples. First example, I'm going to change my sign to plus the opposite. Remember, I'm going to always pick that smallest variable and move it to the one side or the other. The smallest variable being the 2. 4 minus 2 is 2m. Bring everything straight down. Now we know we need our variable on the left-hand side and our numbers on the right. So we're going to move the numbers over to the right. We'll divide by 2 on both sides, and we end up with the answer m is less than 9/2. We can create a graph of this very quickly by placing 9/2 on the number line. 5 to the right, 4 to the left, open circle, and we will shade to the left. Next example. We've got parentheses in here, so we want to make sure and distribute first. So I've got 15 minus 5t is less than 7 minus t. Change our signs to plus the opposite on both of these. Again, I like to pick the smallest variable just so I don't have as many negatives. So I have plus 5t, plus 5t. That gives me 4t, and I still have this positive 7. And those created 0, and I bring down my 15. I need to get rid of a positive 7 by putting a negative 7 on both sides. And I will bring down my 4t. Dividing by a positive 4 does not flip the sign. Now, the one problem with the way the answer is my variable is not on the left-hand side. So I'll place my variable on the left-hand side, flip my sign around. That way, when I go to create my graph, I have 2 and 3 on the right, 1 on the left. I have an open circle on 2, and I will shade to the right. Next example, I've got a fraction, so I need to get rid of my fractions. We know we multiply every term by the common denominator, which would be 2. That gives me a plus 5 times 2, which is 10. A times 2, which is 2a, minus 1 times 2 is 2. I'll go ahead and change my signs to plus the opposite at this time. This time I'm going to pick the 2a, just so you guys can see me divide by a negative on both sides. I honestly would probably move the a to the other side, but it doesn't matter which order you do it. You'll still end up with the same answer in the end. Sorry about this, I'm fixing this at school today. So we're going to subtract 10 on both sides, subtract 10 on both sides. We get negative a is greater than or equal to negative 12. Divide by negative 1. We're dividing by a negative on both sides, so that means I have to flip my sign. I'll place 12 on the number line, close in dot because it's less than or equal to, 13 on the right, 11 on the left, and I'll shade to the left.